Well, heidi ho, everybody. I know it's been a while. It's been well over a month. In fact, it was before Christmas, I think, last time I had a video up. I want to get to, actually, this is old news now, but I wanted to make sure I said thank you to everybody who sent me Christmas cards. I know I had a couple before my last video, but these are ones that came in since then, and I really want to make sure I give thanks to everybody. This is from David Chin. Nice card he made and sent to me. Thank you, David, you and your family. I got another one from, see, this one is from, yeah, this is Dan from Munchkin Modeling Man. Sent me a nice Christmas card. So him and his family, thank you, Dan. And I got this other one. This is from Rick at Down the Throat Modeling. Thank you very much, Rick. Nice card. And this one, I think, is from Cliff. Let me see. Yes, this is Cliff at GI Mechanics. Thank you, Cliff. And the last one. Very cute card. This comes from Mighty JJK. And thank you, John and family. Cool little card. Very cute. So thank you, everybody, for the Christmas cards. Again, I didn't send any out this year. I was going to. And, you know, me being a procrastinator, I never got any or got any printed out. I wanted some of my own. So I'm going to do that here in the next few weeks. I'm going to go ahead and get some printed up so they're ready for next year. So I've got anybody who sent me a shop card, or I've sent them a shop card, and I have their address. We'll probably be getting a Christmas card next year, but that's next year, and this was last year. And all right, let's move on to, I got a shop card. Yeah, I got some junk mail from Greg McCurth. Okay, JD, you can stop holding this now. Yeah, JD was holding that for me. His legs don't bend. He's got a lot of arthritis like me. Greg has his channel going, Grumpy Greg's Model and Toy Shop. Cool channel. He's got some neat stuff he's done, neat stuff going on. That, I believe, is his Halloween group build. That is very cool. I have that kit, and if I ever get to it, I hope mine turns out that good. Very nice, Greg. Nice ribby, too. Like your shop truck. Very, very nice card. Thank you, Greg. And yes, this is the good kind of junk mail I like to get. So remember, if you want junk mail, Greg's sending out junk mail just as like I am. If you want some of my junk mail, go over, check out Greg. If you don't already, go check out Greg's channel. He's got some neat stuff going on, and drop him a note. He might send you one of his cards. And of course, as while we're on shop cards, if you want one of mine, there's some more junk mail you can get. Skip-O-Maticmodelmania. My email will be down in the description. Same thing for Greg's channel. There will be a link down in the description, and we'll move on. See what else Skip's been, all the nothingness that Skip has been up to. Earl is being a child right now. He had a little tiff, and he's sitting over there pouting in the corner. So we're not going to talk to him. So don't even pay attention to him. JD, he's being a good guy. He's been helping me out. So one of my major distractions, Skip hasn't been doing anything he said he was going to do. He has been distracted with a new toy. He got a resin 3D printer. I've had a filament 3D printer for a couple, 3 years, and I've played around with that, and I've made some neat stuff with it, but it just wouldn't do the detail, the small stuff and the detail stuff that, you know, we want to do with our models. So I've been wanting to graduate or whatever, get a resin 3D printer. So I got me a Elegoo Mars 3 Pro. I got the bundle with the wash and cure station. I'll put a little snapshot of it up here. I'm not going to dismount my camera and pan over there. So there's a picture of it. That's a little setup I've got going right now. Actually, it's changed a little bit even since that picture. I'm still working on it. I may do another video, maybe, of, you know, the whole 3D printing thing, or what I've done, what I've found with it. I've learned a lot of stuff with it, especially with supports and things like that, and even making files and stuff, getting files, making files. A lot of stuff I've been picking up. It's been a lot of fun. I've been totally distracted with it in my spare time. What else did I do? So here's some of the stuff I've done already. I found this file for some folding chairs, and see if you can see that there. And yeah, I think I'm going to rescale these. They seem a little small. They should probably be a little bit bigger. They even got cup holders. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. This is the standard resin. I've almost gone through a kilogram of standard resin, and it's brittle. It's quite brittle, and I'm finding out on things like these legs are very fragile. So if you're not careful, you can break these pretty easy. I had printed these truck mirrors in the standard resin, and they printed out great, but getting them off the supports, I broke them all to crap. And so I got some ABS-like resin, and it's a little more forgiving. It's a little more flexible. I mean, you're not going to tie this in a pretzel or anything. You can break it, but it's quite a bit more flexible. It's a lot easier. I printed the same supports, got these ones off very nicely. That was another lesson in supports. I think you can have too many supports. So that's these mirrors. Y'all can see those. These are big rig truck mirrors. I printed a pair of these ones too, also. The one came off great, and that was my big lesson in maybe having too many supports. The other one, I ended up breaking this arm here, because there was like 4 or 5 supports that all wanted to be together, and it was a big glob. And I managed to save this mirror, but the other one, when I was trying to get it off, it broke that. But this is much more flexible. See, if that was the standard resin, I'd have snapped that already. So I'm trying out the ABS resin on stuff like that. I'm going to rescale these chairs and print them in the ABS like resin, and I'm pretty sure they're going to work out a lot better. This was another thing. This was like the 3rd thing I printed. I printed their little test print deal. That came out real cool. Their little chest rook. And let me see the stuff in that. This camera ain't too good at close-up detail. I printed that, and I had a file. I can't remember what it was. I printed some like tire wheels. They're all one piece. Those came out really nice. So what does Skip do? He jumps into wanting to print a body. And I have this 23T C-cab body file. It's actually in a 110 scale. I rescaled it for more like 125, 24. It turned out pretty decent. I think I need to do some work, maybe modify this file a little bit. It kind of bulged out right here. It probably needs an inner wall, like right in here or something. I don't know. We'll play around with it. I've been wanting this body, and then the front here is all messed up. This was the lesson, my first lesson in supports, that there were no supports across the front here, and it totally made it curl up. This is supposed to come down, and it curled up, and it even made the front curve. And that's supposed to be straight, and that's not supposed to be flipped up. But there was 0 support. There were all kinds of supports all the way up to like right there, but nothing on the very front edge. I think that's what happened there. But, you know, yeah, 5 hours to print that. But that was a good lesson. I was jumping right into the fire on that one. But other than that, yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna revisit this later. I had these other little files here that I had worked on when I had my my filament printer, And these were these Hot Rod Car Club plaques, or Model Car Club plaques. And yeah, the filament printer just will not print these at all. They just turn into globs. Resin printer did fine. I'm probably going to rework these a little bit, but I was real happy with these. I tried doing some paint work on them, so I don't know if you can see. I don't know how well this is going to work. This is the glue bombs. Yeah, it's probably getting out of focus there. The glue bombs. This is the resinators. Yeah, it's supposed to be a couple things of casting, part A and part B casting resin on the top there. I may I'm playing with these. These are just little test deals. And the sprue benders. So, yeah, playing around with those a little bit. Those are like club plaques that, hot rodders and stuff would hang off their back bumper or whatever under the rear bumper of the car. Hang them on a couple chains and they kind of flop around. That's a little thing I've been distracted with, playing with that. That's actually an old thing from way back a couple years ago. And then my buddy Glenn, my local buddy here, we've been friends for 20 plus years, I think, at least 20 years, maybe more. I picked him up that MPC 74 Corvette kit to build, so he could build a model of a drag car he had. It was an NHRA ISA class. I think he won championship or something with it. That was before I had known him. I think it was back in the 90s maybe. So I was looking at a picture of his car. I got a picture of a picture I'll put up here real quick of the car. And we were sitting there talking one day at his house, and I was like, what wheels he was going to use. And I thought he just had regular center lines, but they are center lines, but they're a different center line. I'd never seen these before. They're called Warriors, and they got these like little swirl and these slots in there. So we looked and looked and looked. I thought, if we can get a file, if I can find a print file, we'll print some wheels for you, and you can have, the wheels like you had on that. Couldn't find nothing. So Skip, being Skip, took it upon himself to, take the challenge of, let's make a file. Let's make our own file. And that's what I did. And this is what I've come up with so far. These are some AMT tires that he's going to use on the rear. That's the wheel I came up with. And I've got the wheel, I've got the files done now. I can modify, I can rescale or whatever I need to do to resize to make them work. And yeah, that's what I came up with. I did that in Tinkercad, which is a bit of a challenge. I don't have any CAD experience either. It took me a while. I figured it out. That's why I'm not getting other stuff done. Here's another one. I actually made the centers come out. So you can get that out. So I've got the hoop, and then I got the centers, and I can go in my file and I can adjust the ledge in there, and I can adjust the width of the wheel, and of course you can always adjust the diameter. The hardest part is that center part, getting that designed. That was all the work, was getting that center part the way it needed to be, to look like this wheel. And you can see, I've got all dimensions of it. I blew that up, and I've been doing doodles and drawings, getting ideas of how to get the shapes that I needed, and, references, all that stuff. So, yeah, that's the wheel it's supposed to be. So, I don't know. My first print file that detailed print file. I've done some other simple stuff, but nothing quite like that. And let me tell you, that was a challenge. I've got these are the tires. I don't think these are the exact tires he's using, but they are the dimensions he sent me for the inside dimensions, the width and the diameters. So this wheel is a little too wide. So all I got to do now is adjust my files, but it's done. So he will get some centerline Warriors for his car. So this is supposed to be about the size tires he had on it. So that's one of the things I was up to. All I gotta do too is make a disc similar to these, because this is how it mounts. They got this large mounting. I threw together a 75 MPC kit so I can do mock-up, and they mount on those. So it just goes in there like that. So I just got to make a disc with that size hole, put it on the back of these wheels, and they can mount right in there like so. And so that's almost done. So that's one of my little distractions I'm doing. So I might even try to finish that up here today or tomorrow. That's all it's going to take. And other than that, I guess I've made a long enough video. I've bored y'all enough with this stupid crap. I guess, what, next week? Yeah, next week is small scale group build. I'll probably be posting, I'm going to get in that. I'll probably be posting a video on what I'm going to do for that. So you'll probably see me next week again. I know I haven't been watching any video. I haven't been doing anything. I don't even know what anybody is up to. I have not watched anybody's videos. In fact, I think I have comments that I have not responded to. I have been a total slacker. I apologize anybody that's left comments that are watching and I haven't got back to yet. I'm getting to it. I think I'm getting back into things here. So that's it. Thanks for dropping by. And I guess until the next time, we'll catch y'all later. See ya.